Welcome to FDN News. I'm Shelby Price. Being an incoming freshman is hard in itself, but being an international student comes with even more baggage. As FDN's James Ely explains, this year's group of international students was definitely unique.
Many have traveled thousands of miles.
I come from France.
And I'm from Colombia.
While Huntington University has an impressive list of countries where international students have come from, they're excited to add a new one to the list.
Yeah, there are a few new countries that students are coming from this year. One that comes to mind is Malawi. So this is an African country that we haven't had represented before on campus.
Taking on the next chapter of their lives in an entirely unfamiliar place.
I'm interested in the program that has with pre-med and with biology, and I love it.
I was interested about the film and media production program that they have.
Being an incoming freshman is hard in itself, but being an international student comes with even more challenges.
So once international students arrive, some of the first things that we do with them, obviously, is take them to Walmart.
Associate Director of Global Studies, Shoshana McKinney, spoke about the process of getting these students comfortable in their new surroundings.
A lot of them need bedding, towels, clothes, a toothbrush, a bank account set up, a cell phone, all of those things that domestic students come with, our international students don't have.
With just over 1,000 undergraduates, it's hard to imagine how these international students came to find HU. Global Studies Specialist Luke McConnell told us the story behind one of the newest incomers.
They actually found Huntington through an alumni that was working at their school in Malawi. So it's cool seeing those kind of international connections and the Forster family continuing to help Huntington with recruitment. In the end, the leaders are working hard to make sure every international student feels at home at HU. With FDN News, I'm James Ely.
International students were among many others who went through new student orientation to kick off the school year. Just before school started, incoming freshmen and transfer students picked up the essentials inside the MCA, receiving their mailroom key, ID card, and free items like bags, pens, and laundry hampers. This year's freshman class is excited to start a new life in their home away from home.
As soon as I walked on campus, it honestly just felt like home. Everything is super close and everything, and I love the fact that it was just such a community.
My sister went here, so I had some influence, but it just feels like home, so here I am.
Incoming students move what has been a downward trend in undergrad enrollment back in a positive direction. Overall, total enrollment at HU is the largest it has been in the past 5 years. That includes more than 1,300 students in undergrad, graduate professional programs, and the HU Center for Digital Media in Arizona. Huntington University Student Activities Board threw its annual hoedown event on the mall last Friday night. Students came and enjoyed caramel apples and drank hot chocolate and hot apple cider. Activities featured bull riding, apple bobbing, a line dance competition, and a costume contest. Juno Kim and Clint Sprunger came out victorious, dancing into the final round against a tough crowd of other students during the line dance competition. As for the costume contest, Ari Van Wielden and Audra Kloffenstein won for the best dressed of the night. While all of this was happening, Ben Crane bobbed his way into first place for the apple bobbing competition. You may think bull riding is tough, but it was no match for Amado Gonzalez, who hung on for a whole 18 seconds. SAB's next event will be a powder puff tournament on September 24th at Huntington North High School. A group of women have launched a new Bible study this semester. It's called Delight. This college women's community hopes to grow, serve, and learn together while chasing after the heart of God. The name comes from Psalms 37:4, which says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desire of your heart." They incorporate get-togethers, worship nights, and serving opportunities that help foster relationships. Although leaders kicked off the new group last week in the lower hub, Delight will meet in the Mac House behind Hardy Hall tonight at 7:30. Delight's hope is to build a Christ-centered community of women that fosters vulnerability and transforms stories. All female students are invited and welcome to attend. If you're interested in ordering the Delight Bible Study, there will be information at the group meeting. Our ladies soccer team came out ready to compete last weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, Matea Nispel really led the Foresters women's soccer team to a great game, a very exciting finish. I will tell you all about that right after the break. Our Lady Foresters headed into last weekend with a 2-3-1 record on the season. Senior Matea Nispel really needed to step up to continue their 2-game win streak against St. Francis of Illinois. The women ended the week at home in King Stadium last Friday. You can see that getting ready to come up here. It got up into the 80s before kickoff if you were there, but we saw the women still come out firing on all cylinders. Like I said, Nispel, the senior, has been an amazing leader and really a major scorer during the year for the Foresters. Matea had some really good goals. She had some great strikes on ball, and after seeing a few of those shots on goal, we got to see her find the back of the net for the first time on the day. And then we saw Olivia De La Rosa come back almost immediately for St. Francis, and they knotted things up at 1 apiece. And then within 2 minutes from another corner, she was able to score off of that again and gave the Lady Saints a 2-1 lead. In the 74th minute, Nispel knocked an equalizer out after scrambling at the net. There's a lot of scrambling that went on and tied things up at 2 apiece for both squads with 2 minutes left. And then Nispel netted her third goal of the day for a hat trick and carried the Foresters to a 3-2 win over top of St. Francis.
And that's all we have for our first episode of FDN News.
Yeah, you can always check us out on our new website, foresterdigital.net, as well as tweet us your thoughts at FDN_news. And you can also check out Forester Radio's new podcast, Rooted. They're doing an interview with a new band here in town. I know Peter Price has done a great story with that. Definitely something you want to check out.
Have a great night.
Some of the